always feel honored to be able to talk to anybody, whether that's teens, young adults, or adults. And I have the pleasure of being able to do all three of those, which I think is amazing because I feel that we can learn something from anyone at any stage of their life. And as she said, currently I am a health educator for a positive approach to teen health, which is bad. So I get the opportunity to travel to different universities and different middle schools to talk to teens about the different subjects as she mentioned. And of course I get to minister, I get to travel to youth groups, to young adult women's groups, and women's conferences. So I just want to say I'm so elated to be able to come and support you, to come encourage you, to pump you up, and just to say how amazing and beautiful you are, and just to share my story, hopefully just with you to inspire you, but also with everyone in this room.
Amen.
So, courage to continue. When we think about the courage to continue, I think about you're going to have obstacles. If you weren't going to have obstacles, you wouldn't need courage. So when I think about life, I think about we all come from different lives, different backgrounds, different family situations, but we all know some type of struggle, right? Struggle, hardship is hardship, heartache is heartache. We've all dealt with it on some level, some playing field. And what I want to just encourage you guys today is to not give up. No matter what situation you are in, no matter what circumstances, do not give up. And also, as a young person, do not be afraid, as she said earlier, to stand out. I think that's very hard, but I think that it is doable, and I think that it stems from knowing who you are as an individual, and that doesn't even just go for you as a young person. I believe, especially as women, we need to know who we are. And so that's why Altavis wanted me to share my testimony. When she told me, I'm like, wait, what you want me to talk about, Altavis? But she said, no, you have continued. And so you guys don't know my story, but I'm in my mid-30s, and I'm not single now. I mean, I just recently got engaged. But I was single. Right?
All right.
I was single. And from the group of people that I was from, that was kind of weird because growing up in the church that I was at and as a young adult, everybody was pretty much married. Like right away, everybody just got married really young or right after college, and that was just it. They were just going to be married and just be a mom or just be married, and that was it. And that's a beautiful thing. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I believe that it's not just one way. There's so many different paths that a person can choose. And I want our young women to know that there's so many options out there that you don't have to just be one way, okay? And so I just want to encourage people to know that you have to trust God's purpose for your life. You have to trust God's voice and direction for your life. And you can't care what society says. You can't care what people say. Sometimes you can't even care, if you're a teen, close your ears, what your parents say.
You better listen to me, girl.
Yes.
You better listen right now.
Listen to your mama.
Because I'm an adult, so you know.
Listen to your mama.
But it comes a time in life where there's a fork in the road, and you have to say, either I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And for me, I had to know my value. I had to know what I wanted out of life. I'm a very ambitious young woman. There's nothing wrong with that. But I was made to feel like something was wrong with that. And so my goal was to encourage people, whether male or female, if God gives you a vision for your life, if God gives you a dream, if God gives you a purpose or a promise, or that vision that he's like, this is what you desire, this is what I have for your life, don't let anybody stop you or deter you from that. Will it be hard? Heck yeah. Will it be a lonely journey? Heck yeah. Will it be times where you want to give up? Absolutely. Will it be times where you feel absolutely crazy? Absolutely yes. But if you do not give up, there is always going to be light at the other end of the tunnel. And I have to bring God in it because, to be honest, that is just what it is. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I am now. And I can say the only way that I was able to, in my 30s, completely, y'all, I was single for like 10 years. Y'all, that ain't no easy task. And I ain't talking about like, no, I'm dipping it down. No, I'm talking about single. You meet somebody, you go out with them, it's not the right one. You know, you see the standards aren't there, or, you know, they don't respect who you are, or the passion that you have for life. They want you to tone down your goals and your dreams. No, that's not it. Or they're like, no, I want to have sex with you before marriage, and that's just not what I'm into. So I'm like, no, that's not it. So I have to have enough self-confidence and courage and trust in my God to say, if this is what he says I'm worth, then I'm going to stick to that. And I don't care who supports that. I don't care who believes that. I don't care who has my back in it. I don't care, because what I know is that the God I serve, he showed me my value. I found fulfillment and wholeness in him. When I was broken from relationships, broken from friends leaving me, broken from sexual relationships, toxic relationships, those people weren't around. It was God who healed my brokenness. It was God who showed me my value. It was God who gave me the peace and joy and fulfillment to know that I was valuable, and that it was okay to have purpose and destiny and passion for other things other than marriage or worrying about a man. Now, obviously, I think beautiful is a marriage thing. I mean, a beautiful thing. But that wasn't for me the ultimate prize. Like women now that they see I'm engaged, like, oh my God, and you got the prize. No, for me the prize was knowing who I was,
Yeah,
finding myself, knowing that I had value, knowing that I was worth the man to wait until marriage, knowing that I was worth the things that I desired, and I didn't care if I had to wait a decade to get it because I was worth more than just some average small Joe. And so for me, that was the ultimate prize, learning who I was, knowing that I had value, knowing that I could fulfill a purpose that God put in my heart, trusting God to send the man that he had for me in his timing, but also trusting God that, hey, if it's your will for me to be single, I can still rock this life. Because it's not going to take a man to complete me, and if you're a man, it don't take a woman to complete you. It's not two halves make a whole. Two wholes is what's going to bring it together.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure we know who we are as individuals. So that, for me, that was the ultimate prize. I know who I am. I have confidence. I have self-love. I have self-respect. I know my dreams and goals. I'm working on those things. That was the prize. And I got that way before I got a man. So I want to encourage you guys, if somebody, y'all, it was tough. People talked about me all the time. They thought I was weird because, of course, it seems like a woman, naturally after 30s, you know, in her 30s, will want a man, obviously, right? It would seem that she wants to be married. It would seem that, especially I don't have children, her clock is ticking. You know, this is what you need to do. You know, you need to move on to that next stage in life. I understand all that, and there's nothing wrong with people who desire that. It's beautiful. And at one time I did. But my thing is, they thought it was so weird that I could really say, y'all, I'm single and satisfied. Like, I'm good. And I got to a point where everybody still was like, your husband is coming. Your man, God is coming. I don't need y'all to tell me that. I'm sure he will. But right now, what I'm focused on is my goals, my dreams, my life, being a better woman for myself and for God, not for another man. Because if I'm a better me for God, that man gonna be taken care of. Because God is the ultimate man. So for me, it was more about fulfillment, wholeness, joy, self-love, self-respect, and then being a boss on my own. I don't need nobody. Because the problem is that a lot of women that I counsel, that I talk to, they feel that their fulfillment and their wholeness is in that relationship, and they're sadly disappointed and hurt when they get in it and still feel broken. Because a man or a woman can't do it for you. Only God can do it for you. God and God alone. You have to find that contentment, your purpose, your healing, your fulfillment, your passion, all in God. Because what happens when that man makes you mad one day, or that woman gets on your nerves, or what happens if things just ain't going right? And from my married friends, they be telling me, y'all, everything don't be going right all the time. So you got to know that when you're having issues, you can go to God. If you're a young person, you're having issues, people bullying you, people talking about you, people hating on you, you feel less than, unloved, unvaluable, unbeautiful, you go to God.
Yes,
he
God.
says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. He created you in his likeness and in his image. Look around you, the sky, the sea, the sun, the moon, the sand. If he made those things beautiful and so meticulous about that, how much greater did he put into making you? So yeah, people might want to say, oh, you look different, you're different. We're all different. But how boring would the world be if we all look the same? Y'all don't want a bunch of hyper girls in pink up here in the room. Y'all gonna get real tired of that. So let's just be real, like, we want variety. You need somebody in black that's a little bit more calm. Because you don't get nervous out the So it's like,
I can vouch for that.
It's so beautiful. So you want to make sure that you know that, but that comes from self-confidence, especially when you're young, because it's a really awkward stage. You don't really know who you are. People make fun of you when they don't understand you. People make fun of me, and I'm 34. They make fun of me because they don't get my stance, but it's paid off. Those people are not laughing now. Come on. Because the man that I'm waiting for is here, and he treats me like a prize. And I know the difference because I've had men that didn't treat me like a prize. And I had men that were just okay, they were nice, but I knew in my heart that it just wasn't right. And I would rather wait and sometimes be lonely, sometimes have those hard times, than to settle for less than what I deserve and to end up regretting it for the rest of my life. Or not even the rest of your life. You just end up getting a divorce, and that's still, you're regretting it. You could have saved yourself from that situation. So, did guys try? Absolutely. Was it tough at times? Absolutely. But I made it through. There were tough times where I felt scarred and lonely and hurt and bitter, and everybody getting married. I'm always the bridesmaid. So what? Deal with it. Anything worth having is going to be worth waiting for and worth fighting for. That's anything in life. Whether that's a career, a man, a dream, money, whatever it is, going back to school, it's going to be worth waiting for. And it's going to be worth working for. And so I just want to encourage everybody today, if there's something in your life right now that you like, man, I really want this, or it's a dream, or man, I really see this for myself, or these people around me, my family don't understand, somebody, maybe my sister don't understand, maybe my friends at school don't understand, but I really feel in my heart that I'm supposed to do this, or I'm supposed to wait for that, or I'm not supposed to make that decision, wait on it. People didn't understand me, and it hurt, even in my decision to now be engaged, people didn't understand it. You've been single and satisfied. How you gonna get engaged?
Right,
I'm like,
right,
y'all
right.
not happy when I don't have a man. Now you're not happy when I do have a man. People never happy.
Right.
So what you gotta do is live your life for God and for yourself. Because people, like Danita said earlier, they always gonna criticize you. They're always gonna have something to say. So you can't worry about the haters, worry about the noise. Be busy about your goals, your focus, your life, what you desire. And it may seem like it's taking forever. Because people counted me out, y'all. They said I was gonna be an old lady by myself. It's okay. But I was okay with that. Because I was like, I'd rather be an old lady by myself fulfilled than miserable with a man. What sense does that make? Just so I can say, ooh, I'm married, I had a wedding, so? But you're smiling for the cameras, but when you go home, you're miserable. What?
Go on here, girl.
What does that mean? We live a fake life for the cameras. What does that mean when your reality is hell on earth? So my stance is like, live for God, live for you. Shut out the noise. Don't be afraid to stand out, because when you stand out, you're gonna make a difference in other people's lives. It was a very lonely, hard season, but now I'm reaping the benefits and the rewards of it. Yes, the engagement, all that, beautiful, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the fruit of the women and the girls who are broken and are hurt, and I'm able to minister and encourage and inspire and say, hang on, get out of that toxic relationship. That ain't good for you, stop. It's gonna, and I love that, because for me, if I never got married ever in life, and I mean this, I was real, God knows that. If I never got married ever in life, for me, the greatest gift was to be able to see that woman who was broken find fulfillment in her singleness and know that she was valuable and she didn't need anybody but God to complete her. So I want to encourage you guys, whatever's in your heart to do, be about it, do it. Don't let somebody stop you. Continue. Have the courage to wait and to stand in the hellish times, in the times you want to give up, in the times you feel crazy, in the times you feel abandoned, like you're unloved. It's a lie. God will never leave you or forsake you. He is there for you. He got your back, and it's going to happen.
Oh, girl.
So I love you guys. You are amazing. You're beautiful. And I hope you guys have a good night.
Come on, Alta B. Come on, Alta B.
Alta B is so sweet.
Let's give it up again for you. Let's come down. Turn my ass. But Shabria and I, after God healed me, within a year I was able to teach dance. And Shabria was, we were ballet, tap, and modern dance teachers. We had that school for about 2 years at our own church and everything. And God has always kept our paths together and our love for the arts. So let's give it up for her. And yes, my little sister, and congratulate her, y'all. You will work way for baby.
I forgot to say, if you know singles, I do have the book of how it's the Single Woman's Guide to Fulfillment, Single and Satisfied. So it has a lot of the nuggets of truth, the things I learned, and just some advice and kind of my journey to help them.
Yes. So on that note, we do have another lady in this house. Would you stand up, Lorraine Burns? Her book is also The Lady in Waiting.
Woo.
Because you gotta come up, please, for just a second. Just 1 second, please. Because they're